A man finds a lion on the brink of death, and what happens next stuns the world. The scorching sun of Botswana's Kalahari Desert beat down on the cracked earth, shimmering heat waves dancing across the plains. In the middle of this lifeless landscape, veterinarian Dr. Kevin Richardson stumbled upon a sight that made his heart stop. A dying lion. No, the ghost of a lion, laying still beneath the sky. At first, he thought the animal was dead. The great beast's ribs jutted out sharply, each breath rattling in his chest. His golden mane was matted and patchy, his eyes sunken and dull. Only the flicker of movement in the lion's flank betrayed the fragile thread of life still clinging to him. Richardson had come to this remote region on an anti-poaching mission. He'd seen the horrors of the wild, traps, guns, the endless struggle for survival. But nothing prepared him for this. The skeletal figure of a once mighty lion, alone, starved, and too weak to even lift his head. Beside him, his guide Tiboga watched in stunned silence. "He shouldn't be alive," he murmured, and Richardson nodded. The lion's body was a testament to suffering. Open sores from lying too long on the hard ground. Gums pale from dehydration. The sun beat down mercilessly, and yet in those hollow eyes, there was something that stopped Richardson cold. A flicker of awareness, a desperate wordless plea. Richardson knelt beside the dying king. There was no snarl, no growl, no flash of teeth. Just that gaze, as if the lion was asking for a chance. "I've worked with countless big cats," Richardson would later say, "but never have I seen such a plea in an animal's eyes." Every part of his training told him it was hopeless. A lion in this state was beyond saving. But he couldn't walk away. There was something in that look that reached into the core of his being. Ignoring every protocol, he set to work. Richardson rigged an IV drip in the blazing heat, his hands shaking as he threaded the needle into the great cat's vein. Saline and glucose dripped into the lion's veins, a fragile lifeline. As the fluids began to flow, the lion shifted, his eyes never leaving Richardson's face. When night fell, Richardson refused to leave. He laid blankets over the lion's skeletal form and huddled beside him, shielding the animal from the cold desert winds. Throughout the night, every breath was a small victory. Every heartbeat, a defiance of death. Richardson named the lion Tao, the Setswana word for lion. And somehow, Tao seemed to understand. Whenever Richardson adjusted the IV or whispered soft reassurances, the lion would respond with faint, rumbling purrs, a sound more house cat than apex predator. The next morning, the roar of helicopter blades cut through the dawn. A medical evacuation team had answered the call. As they loaded the dying animal, Tao's golden eyes followed Richardson, not with fear, but trust. In that moment, Richardson knew he had crossed a line. He wasn't just a vet. He was this creature's last hope. At Mount Animal Hospital, skepticism ran high. Dr. Sarah Till Hagel, the head veterinarian, shook her head when she saw the lion's condition. "Kevin, you're wasting your time. He can't survive this." But Tao defied them all. He let them lift him to the surgical table, accepted the oxygen mask. As they prepped him for surgery, his eyes never left Richardson's. A silent promise. "I'm still here. Don't give up." The spinal surgery took hours, the team working with laser precision to repair what they could. When Tao awoke, the first thing he did was search for Richardson's face. In that exhausted, foggy moment, their bond was sealed, a connection forged in the shadow of death. For weeks, Richardson refused to leave Tao's side. He set up a cot in the recovery room, sleeping beside the lion he had once found dying in the sand. Tao's body was broken, but his spirit was ferociously alive. Every day he inched closer to strength. He learned to accept physical therapy, his massive body trembling as he tried to stand. Each effort was met with gentle encouragement from Richardson, each triumph a testament to an indomitable will. Then came the day everyone thought impossible. Tao moved his hind legs, tiny, wobbly movements at first, but enough to prove that life still burned bright inside him. The medical team called it a miracle. Richardson called it the greatest moment of his life. Footage of Tao's first steps swept across the internet. Millions watched, tears streaming down their faces, as the great lion who had once been a whisper of death rose to stand beside the man who had saved him. But the story didn't end there. Months later, as Tao regained his strength, Richardson realized the bond between them was something neither man nor beast had ever experienced. Tao didn't want to be just another patient. He wanted to live, and one morning he proved it. Richardson entered Tao's enclosure to find the lion waiting by the gate. With a gentle precision that belied his size, Tao took Richardson's wrist in his jaws, not biting, just holding. He pulled him gently toward the gate, looking back with eyes that said, "Come with me." Against every rule, every instinct, Richardson opened the gate. What followed became the most watched wildlife encounter in history. Tao didn't run, he didn't roar. Instead, he walked calmly beside Richardson, leading him into the bush. 2 miles they traveled, Tao pausing to let Richardson catch up, always watching him with that quiet, golden gaze. Their journey ended in a dry glade where a small pride, 3 lionesses and their cubs, waited. They were thin, desperate. The drought had stolen everything from them. Tao moved to stand between Richardson and the pride, chuffing softly as if to say, "He is with me. He is safe." And then he stepped back, letting Richardson kneel in the dust to assess the weakened lionesses. In that instant, the line between man and predator disappeared. It was trust, pure and undeniable. Over the weeks that followed, Richardson worked tirelessly to bring food and water to the pride. Tao never left his side, his massive frame a silent guardian as Richardson built water stations and placed meat for the struggling mothers. The images of a man and a lion working side by side to save a pride shattered everything we thought we knew about the wild. When the drought finally broke and the rains returned, Tao walked back with Richardson to the facility. He had led his rescuer to a mission that transcended any human ambition, to honor life itself. Tao lived for 7 more years, never returning to the wild fully, but never losing the wild within him. When he passed, Richardson was there, the same gentle soul who had once defied death beside a dried-up watering hole. At Tao's memorial, Richardson spoke softly, his voice choked with tears. "Tao showed me that the wild isn't about survival alone. It's about compassion, trust, the unbreakable bonds that link every living creature." If this story moved you, take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. Let this tale of hope and healing be a beacon for those who believe in the power of connection, no matter how wild. Thank you for watching. Stay brave, stay compassionate, and remember, even the fiercest hearts can understand the language of kindness.